Well guys, how do you like my new truck? Well, alright, I'm kidding, it's not actually my truck. A friend of mine brought this in. He wants a radio put in it, and I put in the speakers already. He says he's got a whole kit to put it in, new radio and a wiring harness and all that. So I'm going to take a look at it. I haven't done that yet. This one's, I believe, 04, 05, something like that. Ford F150. And it should be pretty straightforward to do this installation. I haven't looked at the kit yet, so I'm going to go ahead and grab that and see if we can't tackle this. Well, I went ahead and I pulled out what I'm going to be putting in here. We've got an installation kit, all little plastic dealies, and we've got a little radio there, CD player, MP3, remote control, blah blah blah, all that wonderful crap. And then we've got a little wiring harness. It's not going to be plug and play. I'm going to have to do some soldering, it looks like, but I think we'll be able to figure it out, no problem. So I suppose before we get to that, I'll tell you that I did replace the speakers in this truck already. It's fairly straightforward, and I'll go over it with you real quick. Front speakers are real simple. There's this gray plastic panel, just pops off, and once you've got that off, there's a speaker right here. 4 screws, speaker comes out, you throw the new speaker in, close her back up, not really a big deal. And here in the back, what you've got, let's see if I can remember, you pop this panel off, you pop that panel off, you have to take the door handle off, you pry this out, and then there's a couple screws back there. There's a hidden screw on the bottom, and I believe this switch panel pops off, and there'll be another screw or little bolt in there. And then once you've got all that off, you can go ahead and pull up on the door panel, because it clips in with little hooks like this. So you pull up on it and pull that off, and then speaker will be in there behind this gray panel. This gray panel doesn't pop off on the back door. If you try, you'll just break it, so don't try. But once you get that off, it's pretty straightforward again. So I guess now we can go ahead and see if we can't get started. Now, he told me he tried it, and he says this panel just pops off, and it looks like he's already got it a little bit pried up. So I'm just going to very gently try to get behind it, pop it away. There we go. Seems pretty straightforward. Probably easier to do it with 2 hands, so I'm going to shut off the camera and try to grab it. Alright, I've got that panel off, and what I did was I took a screwdriver and just wedged it in here. Kind of pried it out, made it a little easier to get behind it to pull straight, so you don't break anything. But I got it off, and went ahead and I unplugged a few things enough to set it down. There's a little plug there. And then these bottom ones, I took off the cigarette lighter one, gave me a little bit more room. Probably don't have to touch these. I'm going to leave it here, just lay it down, and then pull the radio out. But figured I'd show you these clips, show you how to get these off. What they've got here is a little tab there you can push in. And once you do that, this little arm, this gray arm, will swing down and will push the plug up. So they're kind of a neat little clip. I figured I'd show you that. But now that we're done with that, it looks like I've got 4 screws here to take off. So I gotta go find a proper size socket or nut driver and pull them out, and then should be ready to roll. Well, alright, the radio is out. All I did was pull it out a little bit, and there are 3 little connectors that go in there. 1 for the antenna, obviously, and then 2 that go into the back of the radio. It's pretty straightforward. And now the radio is out. So now what I have to do is go through all this crap here in the new radio and figure out how I'm going to wire it in. Don't really know yet. I suppose I should probably read the instructions. Forgot how hard it was to show people what I'm doing, as I'm doing something I've never done before. But we'll go ahead and we'll look at all these goodies in here, and we'll figure it out. Well, as you can see, I'm no longer in the truck. I'm inside now, and I'm just soldering up some wires. I got everything connected so that I can just plug right in to the radio and the harness. I'm just going to go ahead and solder these wires up and then black tape them a little bit so they don't short out. And I would use the heat shrink tubing, but I don't have any, so I guess I'm stuck with this. It'll still work, and with them soldered together they shouldn't come apart. But once I'm done with this, I'm going to go ahead and plug it in and just test it and make sure I get sound out of it, and then we can go ahead and actually install the radio. Alright, we've got it all wired up, and we're going to give it a little test run. We'll see if it lights up when I turn it on here. Hopefully it'll work. Alright, I see a light. Yeah, we'll let that run. Blower's kind of noisy, but whatever. Alright, how do you turn this dirty pig on? Button in the middle, I take it. Oh, I hear static. That's a good sign. Alright, let's plug in the... well, that's kind of far away. How far will you reach? Not far enough. It goes into that one right there. Well, you know what? I'll get this set up so I can actually listen to some music and we'll see how it sounds. Alright, we have music. Volume works correctly. Sounds good there. Alright, let's turn her off and go ahead and see if we can't install it correctly. Well, I've managed to get the radio in there. Didn't film that part. I kind of just went with it and then forgot to pick up the camera, but it's in. Should be all ready to go. Now I'm just going to go ahead and connect this panel back up so it all looks nice, and we'll see how it works. Well, I've got it all installed, and I'm testing the iPod function now. It seems to work pretty good. And you can actually control the iPod with the radio, which is pretty cool. Neat little unit. Seems to work good. Everything's all together, so all worked out well.